in terms of thinking about what the future might look like in terms of market expectations or regulations for energy performance. We're looking at what the future building should be expected to be and what those decarbonization pathways could look like as a framework that everyone could reference against.
Joining me today is Elena Alschuler, America's Head of Sustainability at JLL Income Property Trust. Elena, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, it's a pleasure to be here.
So can you talk about some of the specific sustainability work that led to your Industry Impact Award win this year?
Yeah, well, I've always been interested in doing collaborative work with other people that benefits our company and the industry as a whole. So over the past few years at JLL IPT in LaSalle, we've been looking both at physical climate risk as well as transition risk. And so on the physical climate risk side, we did some work on how to compare the variety of physical climate risk analysis providers. Everyone's using different methodology, different metrics, and it's really hard to compare apples and oranges. So we looked at how to assess those providers, and then we did a second piece of work on how to underwrite that in your investments. And then on the transition risk side, in terms of thinking about what the future might look like in terms of market expectations or regulations for energy performance, we're looking at what the future building should be expected to be and what those decarbonization pathways could look like as a framework that everyone could reference against.
And how do you think this type of work by individuals can help innovate in the area of sustainability moving forward?
Look, we're all trying to solve this problem, and so there's a lot of benefit to transparency, standardization, frameworks that everyone can use, because the more transparency there is in the market, the better investment decisions we can all make. We may all have different investment strategies and we may have some friendly competition on who can execute better, but there's some things like having standard methodologies or shared definitions for things or industry benchmarks that we can compare against that help us all make better decisions for our own companies.
And what's on the horizon for JLL Income Property Trust for sustainability issues for 2025?
We spend a lot of time just understanding the performance of our portfolio, and that's really where it begins. We're tracking all of the utility consumption information, making sure that we're catching any weird anomalies and understanding what's going on in our buildings and how we're spending our money. We've done some technical assessments to understand the physical condition of our buildings, physical climate risk exposure of our buildings, which is quite low. And so we've moved on to really understanding the business plan for what makes sense at each property. We're really taking a standard approach to a tailored output. So each property might have a different level of investment or activities there that make sense. We're going to be doing on-site solar in some places where we generate revenue for a property. And we're also prioritizing places where we're facing building performance standards that we could face potential fines. And we want to get ahead of that and have a building that's really future-proofed against the regulations that are coming into place in some of those markets.